Hello, welcome back to Bean and Nothingness. Last episode we entered the Island of the Guardians for the first time and we solved a few puzzles. This episode we're going to solve a few more, hopefully. So yes, we did all the 1-star puzzles last episode, and so now we're moving on to the 2 stars. And then we'll move on to the 3 stars. Simple as that. Hopefully this won't take too long. Let's go for the 2 stars first. Let's start from this one. So, choice. Okay, I got a bunch of holes here, a bunch of choices here, I guess. It looks like... each of these closes the other one. Interesting. So I get to set potentially just one recipe? Well, that's not true. A bucket can go in and set other stuff, right? So is it not wise to set the bucket's recipe first? And of course, this resets the entire thing, and I feel like that's a problem, because you can't make any monsters after that. So I have to start with one of these monsters. I have to create 3 bombs, it looks like. 3 bombs. Okay, interesting. 3 bombs. Icicle. Okay, so... if I start by, let's say I just put 1 green bean here, that will be the recipe of a bucket. I can create a bucket and I can do things. But what things can I do? I can move a bucket horizontally, and that will allow me to access you potentially. It will allow me to maybe affect the recipe of either of these as well. But I cannot do a lot at once. Okay. The bomb and the bucket are obvious in their purpose, but what about the icicle? Why would I need the icicle? Well, I can kill a bucket while its recipe is greater, and therefore duplicate beans. Okay. So let's set up a bucket going vertically and a bucket going horizontally. So this bucket will collect this bean for us. But no, because I can't create anything anymore. Yeah, what? No. I can set the recipe of the icicle now. And this should create an icicle. Otherwise I should be able to create an icicle. But how is this useful? I don't know right now. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this is just create an infinite number of beans is all. I need to duplicate and create a bunch of these guys. So there must be a way to kill a bucket via icicle. Okay, I have a better idea. I don't actually need to use... I do need to use a bucket to get something here. But not necessarily this bean? But also, how will I get this bean out? Could it be a red herring and that this is not the actual correct first choice? Like, these are all uplifters. They push... They push up the walls and... hold on, question. Can I step on these buttons to change anything? I don't think so. Yeah, that's not useful at all. These buttons do not press down once re-stepped. They are permanent up presses. Up pushers or whatever I call them. Okay. Alright. I'm getting a bit confused already. But it seems like I want to... I want to I want to freeze an icicle. No, I want to... If I create 2 beans, okay. If I create 2 beans, the problem is that... Sorry, if I create 2 buckets, then the problem is that... Yeah, but the bucket has no recipe at this point. So like, that's a problem. I need to do a duplication which involves just having a big recipe. But I don't know how I get enough to do that. I can kill an icicle with... I can kill an icicle with... I can kill an icicle with a bomb, yes. But I need so many different things for that. And like, it's not going to... Okay, so let's say we did something else. Let's say we did not step on you first. But it just doesn't seem right. Because now there's absolutely no way I can move beans across slime, I think. Like, I'm fairly certain there's absolutely no way this will work. I'm pretty sure you have to set a bucket recipe first. Right? There can't be some weird thing that lets me do something else, I think. So with that in mind... What do I want? I want to increase my number of beans. And I think the blue bean in here is the correct way to go. But blue bean on itself is useless because I cannot convert it into any monster. However, I can produce more blue beans by making a recipe containing one. Which is why I think a horizontally moving bucket is useful. It allows the bucket's recipe... Okay. And if I knew that, then perhaps I would put a bucket here. No, but then I run out of beans, don't I? I want to do this. Maybe I want to create... Okay, I want to, I think, put the bean down here, create the icicle at a location. Maybe here? No, I need it to be lower, so maybe here. No, because I need to... Well, yeah, no, that's fine, I think. Then, bucket will come down, return the recipe to a bucket and freeze itself. That feels like a net zero though, does it not? So let's say I put the final bean here. So you become... So I realized that the recipe of the icicle is not set, even if the bean is on the bucket. That's an interesting quirk. The bean has to actually land on the square. So then what happens next is I can reset the roller's recipe to be green. And I can kill. Okay. And maybe I wanted this instead. Yes, I think. Because I want to be able to move horizontally and then kill the vine, not the vine, the bucket. I like how the bucket has like the glow because I just shot it while it froze. Okay, but no, that means I want the icicle to also touch this row, which makes the icicle's location obvious. Here. Okay? So you put the bean there, icicle is created here. Vine, sorry, not vine, your recipe is set. I push you, and you create a green bean. Now I can help to collect the blue bean via via. You freeze and well, I get the bean, and I also get a green bean out of that. Yes, that makes sense. Okay. And now I believe what I want to do. Ooh, I might have an issue because how do I set a bucket moving vertically again? I don't have the space for it. I don't have the ability to, you know, put it anywhere. I can do this, but I don't think this is useful. It allows you to stand here, but I don't see the use for that. So I cannot do that, but I don't see how useful that is either. Is this a bad spot? Is that maybe like a better spot, like maybe this way? But that would still prevent me from... Okay, how about here? Because that gets all the good spots, plus I have a lot of empty space here to work with. Okay. So... Alright, it's fine, I think we're okay here. So let's start with you. We'll put you here. So the the icicle has to be here, I think, to get this spot and this spot. So up. Icicle. Ooh, but the problem is that freezes you in a bad spot. Well, it's not bad. It's just it doesn't give me my bean back. Also, I can't actually push it. Okay, so that is really a bad spot. And I suppose the opposite location also doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay. What's the location that does make sense? Maybe here? Maybe here, yeah, okay. So then I would want the icicle to be, I guess, here? Shoot. So now I have a lot of space here as well, but still we retain all the pushing ability. But how do I put the green bean down to set a recipe here? You can't hit that square. It has to be one down. So we have to hit this square. Yeah, the freezing has to occur here. I don't like that. So we really just don't have space. Yeah, I think the best spot would have been either take these two or these two. But neither of them are good. Yeah, no, this is right. There's no way I can put the recipe here. Yeah. Okay, no, there is a way I can do this. Hold on. Well, maybe? Oh, no, I can just put it there myself. Yes, I have the ability to do that. Of course. I have the ability to walk inside. Okay. So now what I need to do is create the bucket. Sure, freeze it. Set the recipe to be a larger amount. And unfreeze. Or break. And this will create an infinite number of blues, I think. So once again, actually via this same method, I can also create an infinite number of greens. So the puzzle is essentially solved at this point. And I think this is actually exponential, which is quite cool. Alright, let's create some greens now. Recipe will be 1 blue. And then I'll have the recipe now be this entire bunch. And then recreate. And now I have a bunch of beans. That's an insane recipe, by the way. How big can a recipe get? Ah, right, it doesn't work if you have too many beans. Is 9 the limit? Yeah, I think 9 is the limit. After that, the recipe just doesn't work anymore. So what Frank said about these having a limit is true. Okay, that is fine. All I need to do is just put the appropriate amount of stuff here. I mean, at this point, does it really matter? So let's put down you. Let's put down a bucket. Bucket, blue bean. It's gonna be hard to make this a permanent thing, but we should be fine. Yeah. So I can't make it a permanent thing. I can just create bombs and then put this here, bomb, and then that should solve it. Oops. Okay, we created a lot more beans than necessary, but that is honestly fine. More beans is better than none. Alright. That was a lovely puzzle. Very impossible looking, but we got through it. Okay, becoming inert is next. I guess we'll try and solve this one. Okay, only two here. We got Cloud and Vine. And somehow we are supposed to what? Stand here and have you switch. So I need to put an object down here while I'm standing here. Okay, fascinating. Lots of beans to begin with. I cannot kill a vine, I think. So the inability to kill a vine is interesting. What can happen is a vine can pull a bean across, get shot by a cloud, and then this becomes a cloud. Then the vine can pull the cloud across, and that shoots a bean here. Okay, but that requires 3 beans of each color, I think, because we need 2 vines and 2 clouds. Yes, so we're 1 bean short, of course. We always are. So okay. Now, how will I deal with that? Also, we need extra recipes here. So we actually need a lot more beans. Okay. But it is not possible to kill a vine, so I don't think gaining beans is possible here. We can kill a cloud, but only via being eaten by a vine, which will not release the... It won't release the bean, so they'll get trapped underneath. Yeah, okay. How about I put a conflicting... Ooh, how about a conflicting recipe? So obviously I don't think a vine can actually remove any of these guys. Beans? Yeah, I was thinking a cloud here, plus a bean here, plus a conflicting recipe would only cause the cloud to shoot once this conflict is resolved. But I cannot resolve this conflict easily while being here. Like, I had to start the machine while standing here, right? Then start the machine in this direction and walk down. I can't create any monsters here. I can't have any monsters here because a vine cannot actually pull a monster onto this space, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so all the monsters have to appear here. Clouds don't have any weight, so being pulled by a vine across this is not feasible. It takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It takes 14 steps to get here from one of these tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 steps from here. I really do think it has to be vine grabs, cloud shoots, and then this becomes a cloud. Creating a vine. This has to be a vine. Vine? How many vines? I can make 2 vines and 1 cloud, I think. And then deal with some weird repercussions. Okay, I'm thinking what about we start with a cloud and a vine. Let's say we have the cloud here and the vine here. And then I put another bean here. So we start by... Oh, there's no bean there. Okay. Oh, this might be harder than I thought. Okay. So let's start by putting a cloud. We start with no recipes. Okay. We put you here. Oh no, but if this were a cloud, okay, no, this wouldn't work. It needs to be a different color. So let's say cloud is white, bean is green, and then vine will also be green. How about that? So cloud will start with white, but green has no inherent recipe yet. Okay. But once I put a recipe down... Oh! Cloud does not shoot. I thought the creation of a new recipe counts as the cloud shooting. Okay. Well then the vine here can grab the bean and I think reset your shooting ability. So it covers your line of sight and then causes it to reappear, which causes the cloud to be able to shoot again. Yeah, okay. Great. So that was to teach us that a cloud, as long as it maintains the line of sight with a bean, will not shoot it again. Alright, that was a puzzle. I guess that's all the 2 beans done. That was pretty quick. It's time to move on to the 3 beans. Alright, I guess we'll go clockwise. I did it anti-clockwise last episode and I called that clockwise, which was really stupid of me. But let's actually go clockwise now. So seeing red is where we'll start. Okay, seeing red. Seeing red is the bottom one, right? Yeah. Okay. Seeing red. Wow, that's a lot of red. I need to put red on every single one of these? That's insane. Color switches here. A bunch of beans. Okay, carpet now exists. Okay, carpet is red. And these are non-changeable, I believe. We don't have a vine to change these. Okay, so these are set, these are set. These are not set. Okay, there's no empty space here. So I have to go through here to enter. And doing so will convert all our beans into... Oh, this is a permanent... Oh, this is permanent. What? Okay. Wait, what? What? Sorry, I'm very surprised. This is a permanent enclosure, right? Yeah, so from here I have to do all my work to get 8 red beans. There's one here. No monsters here except there. Could I create a constant bucket explosion machine? Sorry, not bucket, bomb explosion machine. Maybe. So let's prime the... Okay. We will start by priming a carpet with, I think, blue. That will be the bucket recipe. Sure. And then we will create a bucket. Where's the other blue bean? Oh, there's a blue bean there. And that is a problem because... that will cause you to never produce more beans. Fancy. How about here? I think here is good. We'll say it to be blue. I need 3 spaces here because I want a cloud, I want a bucket, and I want empty... Oh, why would I want it to be blue? Maybe I want it to be green. I think I want it to be green instead. Okay, let's have it be green instead. Because green exists here and I can actually get rid of all the greens. So cloud goes here first. Bucket goes here. And I can do this. Okay, so once this happens, I can immediately... Like, I know this guy will get trapped, but once I get rid of all the greens, I should be fine. I'll bring you in. And if I get rid of green like so, then you'll be released with a green underneath. Yes. Green has no recipe currently. But what I can do is I can set the green recipe to be a bomb, right? And this should be an infinite explosion machine. That is not green. Okay. Okay. So that's a bomb. Bomb will get trapped, but not if I change it to blue. Bomb should explode. And the entire cycle can repeat. Okay. So with the entire cycle repeating, what I can do is create a cloud. Oh, no. Hold on. Green bean has to exist. To be hit. Okay. So hold on. Let me set the green recipe to just bomb first. Oh, that explodes? Sure, I guess. Okay, sure. So I want to first create a cloud here, I think. What? Oh, bucket is blue. Wait. Okay, then I just... Wait. Oh. Then cloud needs to be green. Is that gonna work? Sure, I guess. Let's try that. So we create a green cloud. Then we set green to be a bomb recipe. Like this. Also, at the same time, before that, let's set the cloud's recipe to be red. And then, okay. Okay. So once the bomb has been set... Sorry, I need to get off of you, I think. What? Okay, so hold on. Let's start again. You bomb. Remove bomb recipe. Reset green carpet. Return green. Okay, that should be fine. Actually, no. Hold on. I have a better idea. How about the recipe becomes... Oh. What is this? Wait, no. Okay, I definitely feel like I want something like this to happen. I think the setup is correct. I just need to know what to do at this point. So like, I want to create a cloud here of like the green variety. Well, not green, I want to make it out of green. Then I want to create a green bomb. Why isn't... Oh, because changing recipes doesn't change your line of sight. Right. Okay. See, the problem is that at this point I cannot change the recipe to be something else. I will always have 3 beans, and I think I'm stuck at this point. Okay, so I need a better way to do this. If the explosion keeps happening like this, right, could I not move this guy over here? Wouldn't that explosion also help out? Okay. If that is the case, then at the very beginning, I should have just put the carpet all the way here then. Because the entrapment of the bucket, sorry, the entrapment of the vine, of the bomb, causing the explosion would work anyway. Okay. So this should give us a bit more time, I believe. Okay. And I bring this bean in. Okay, let's begin. We start by creating the cloud as per usual. Actually, let's save here. We start by creating the cloud as per usual. So cloud. I create this recipe. So cloud is now partially red. Once you are released, it's fine. You can become a bomb. Sure, the bomb will explode, but that's okay. And now I can put and set the recipe of the cloud to be this. Okay, that is a good start. And this will reset actually, so that's perfect, right? Yeah, that is perfect. Okay. So now we reset the system. We start by creating 1 cloud. Will this exponentially increase the number of reds we get? I hope so. Because now we can put 2, and then we can put 4 later. So, okay, once again, I get rid of green. I reform green, and I set that to be the recipe. Okay. And then I set the recipe of the cloud to be this. Okay, that works. And we'll do this 1 more time. So this will double the amount of reds I have at all times. Or for each iteration. This is very nice. Okay, so get rid of green, reform green, set bomb to be green, create bomb, set cloud recipe to be that, and now I definitely should have 8 reds. Very cool. Okay, that was a nice puzzle. An infinite bean generator. Sweet. Okay, and like the extra spacing made everything so much easier. I wonder how that works out, but it just does. Very nice. That's 1 3 bean done. Okay, I may or may not want to do more, but I think at this point I'm just like a bit too scared to keep going. Like, wow, these puzzles are very, very confusing. So I think I want to stop here. Next episode we'll start doing the rest of the 3-beam puzzles, and hopefully we'll get a few of them done at the very least. Until then though, I'll be happy enough with the 3 puzzles that I've completed. So yeah, until next time, hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Bye bye.